Earnest Funds. What does that even mean? Come right back and we'll go over it. Thank you for visiting my channel. Please make sure that you watch, like, and subscribe, and feel free to share. Earnest Funds, what's that? So on today's episode, we are going to go over earnest funds and what it exactly means when somebody says you need to put down earnest funds. Midwest Living with Darla out of Keller Williams Diamond Partners, Olathe, Kansas, proudly serving Kansas and Missouri. Earnest funds, like what? What does that even mean? Earnest funds, it puts some skin into the game. It is your money, but it helps the sellers feel comfortable to take their house off the market because it's showing that you have interest in that house. Earnest funds, especially here in Kansas and Missouri, it's not a requirement, but you better do it. A seller is not going to take you seriously, nor will they pass the opportunity of somebody who is willing to put money down. And your purchase contract does have contingencies, especially here in Kansas and Missouri, that if the inspection comes back bad and there's major structural issues, as long as you're still in your inspection period, you could cancel and get your money back. Your offer is contingent on inspection and appraisal. And what that means is that we have 10 days, unless specified otherwise, to have our inspection. We can put together a list of repairs that we find is unacceptable, that we did not know per the seller's disclosures. Now, when you see those seller's disclosures and they tell you that the stove doesn't work, well, when your inspector comes and he turned on the stove and it doesn't work, then you usually don't go back to your seller and say, hey, I want credit, your stove doesn't work, because they've already disclosed that. During the inspection phase, there's a couple ways to tackle it. You can ask for repairs to be done professionally and require receipts and paid invoices, or you can even ask the seller to reduce the purchase price to help cover the repairs that you feel are unacceptable. After you get through your inspection period, you also have an appraisal period. Now, the appraiser is going to come out, who is a third party. Typically, they don't have any contact with the buyer or the seller or the agents. They are there to determine the true market value on active, pending, current, and sold houses within your neighborhood that fit the criteria of your current house. There's sometimes they have to go pull comparables for other reasons from other neighborhoods, but they will provide you an explanation. And what you're looking for is for that appraisal to come in at what you're buying. And if it doesn't, then you have a new negotiation period. If the appraiser tells you that the house is worth less than what your purchase price is, you have two options. One, you ask the seller to reduce the purchase price so you can proceed. The lender will not loan on a house that is not appraised at its value. Two, you can make up the difference in cash. I truly never advise anyone to do that because technically you're paying more than what the house is even worth. There's, different circumstances and reasons, and each client is different, so we tackle the situation different per client. During that time, if those conditions aren't met, meaning the inspection and the appraisal, and you decide to cancel your offer, you will get your money back. It takes a couple days, but the title company will release it, and it's your money, and then you move on and go your separate ways. Now, if you're in a contract and you just decide, I'm scared, I'm going to back out, you potentially will lose your earnest funds. That is for the seller, inconvenience of taking the house off the market and you backing out of a contract that you promised to pursue. Midwest Living with Darla. Feel free to reach out to me via text, call me, email me. Looking forward to next Tuesday at 3:30.